Hello, America. It is April 1st right now, the official day of the United States Democratic Party. And guess what? The joke's on you this time, America, with this display of power, this government display of power known as the healthcare bill. Now, throughout this video, I'm going to outline how it's going to affect your healthcare, and if you think it's going to be pretty, well, you got a big surprise coming to you. Now, I'm going to start off by outlining the payment methods. According to page 58 of the healthcare bill, you're going to be issued a national ID health card. According to page 59 of the healthcare bill, the government is going to use that ID card to take money directly from your bank account to cover your healthcare costs. That in and of itself is theft, but you know what? It gets worse. It gets worse. Now, you see, throughout the entire healthcare bill, it outlines how you're going to be eligible for certain treatments based on certain criteria, presumably previous injuries, existing conditions, etc. But in essence, the government is going to decide what treatments you can get and what treatments you cannot get. So if you need a certain kind of treatment that you're not eligible for, well, that's tough shit, because you're not going to get that treatment, whether you need it or not. Now, not only is this entire healthcare bill a way to rape and mug the American people, but it's expensive, and if anything, it'll put us deeper in debt, and it certainly won't help get us out of debt, because, Winston Churchill phrased it best. Quote, "We contend that for a nation to try to tax itself into prosperity is like a man standing in a bucket and trying to lift himself up by the handle." End quote. Now, also, you gotta wonder, what does this healthcare bill show about the government? Because according to a CNN poll, and that's a CNN poll, not a Fox poll, 59% of Americans oppose the healthcare bill, while only 39% are in favor of it. 59% of Americans is higher than the number of people that Fox News estimated, which should just not happen, but it did. So guess what? That shows that the government they don't care what you think anymore. They don't serve you. They think they know better than you, and your opinion is no longer relevant. The majority of Americans did want healthcare reform, but they did not want this Obamacare because it's too radical and it's theft. A democratic government is meant to serve the people, and the Congress has failed to do that. They haven't taken your opinions into consideration, because they don't care what you think. They are Big Brother, and they will make your decisions whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, well, tough shit. Now, this bill, it was a display of power, a middle finger to American citizens. Congress is saying, we don't care what you think. This is what we think, and that's how it's gonna be. And it was a failure to serve the people. But it sent America the message. Not only was it a display of power, but it showed that the government no longer trusts you. They think you're too stupid, incompetent, and maybe dangerous for your opinion to be considered by them. Now, you have to wonder, why? Why doesn't the government trust me? Why do they think that they should make my decisions for me? Why don't they want me making my decisions? Are they planning to do something that works in their favor but not mine? Because that's a sign of a dictatorship right there. If the government doesn't trust you, they might be up to something, and you have to watch them carefully, because you can't be naive enough to think, oh well, the American government will never become a dictatorship. Because you know what? I bet that the people in 1939 in Germany never expected Hitler to become a dictator. When Karl Marx wrote his doctrine on communism, he didn't expect nation dictatorships like the Soviet Union to rise. So you can never be, no matter what country you live in, you should never be naive enough to think that there's no chance that your government cannot become a dictatorship, because it can, and if you don't pay attention to the government, it eventually will. It's inevitable. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, as phrased by George Orwell. And you know what? I think we're about to find out why the government doesn't trust us. So, you brace yourselves, America, because the worst may be yet to come.